Okay, so this is the 15th part of our following tutorial series, which is the data structures and algorithm. Okay, in the previous episode, I've been taught you guys what are the stack mean. It is a new static linear data structure, and there are some major operations that we can perform on the stacks. So from now, we are going to discuss what are those operations in descriptively and how to write pseudocode and C code for that operations to express those procedures. Okay, so the first operation is push operation. So push means basically inserting element to the stack. So in order to push some element to a stack, there should be an available space for that, because stack is a static data structure, therefore it can't be changed the array size or the stack size. So if the maximum size of the stack is 10, and if they are still having 10 elements stored in that stack, which means it is not empty, it is full. Therefore there will be no available space for store a new element. So if we perform inserting operation for that kind of a stack, it can't be done, because there is no available space. Therefore before we perform our insertion operation, we should check if our stack is having a space or not. So basically we can use this condition, which is the top is equal to max minus 1. So the top means basically in here the 9 and the maximum is 10. So if the top is equal to max minus 1 mean now the top is in here, because top is 9 and the max is 10, then 10 minus 1 means 9, therefore top equal to 9 means it is in the maximum maximum position. So there will be no space available for store a new element. So there will be printing a message called stack overflow, which means our stack can't be store any elements. It is already having the maximum number of elements. Therefore if we perform insertion operation for that stack, there will be overflow. So the message will be stack overflow. If else, which means now we have available space, now we having some kind of space available in our stack, so which means now we can insert our element. So it is basically we can increase our top by 1. So imagine this is our stack which having 4 elements at the default state, so the top will be 3. So if I want to insert another element for this stack, it should be implemented at this 4th index, otherwise it can't be happen, because a stack only can perform its operation at the topmost location. So if I perform if I consider my topmost location as 3 and I perform my insertion operation at this point, so there will be overwritten 6. So there will be remove 6 and overwritten another value at that location, which is not that we want. So what I want is to insert that element at the 4th index. So in order to do that, first I should increment top by 1, then I can store that value at the topmost location like this, and the top will be increased by 1 so this is wrong. The top will be equal to 4. Likewise, now I have been successfully implemented a new value to this stack. So this is how our pseudocode uh, works. So let's move to our C code. Okay, so this is the C code after we successfully snipped it. Okay, so let's move to the C code. Okay, so first we should include our preprocessor. Include stdio.h. Then we can define our maximum size. I'll take my maximum size as 10. Then we can define our void main function, and I can define array like this. So I'll assume my array is empty at the default state. So now I can write code for the push operation, but I'm not going to write that code in my main function. I'm going to implement another new method or new function. It is saying int push. So if I implement a new function like that, I can call this function uh, anywhere else at this code. So if I implement a push like this, I can simply call that push method like this at my void main function. Okay, so this int mean I'm going to use integer values. So if I put void like this will also work, but it is not quite good because we are only uh, perform insertion operation. We are not going to print anything by using this function. Therefore it is not good to put void like this. It is better to put its data type as integer, function type as integer. So we need a parameter value like this also, because we are going to push some integer value. Therefore we should indicate what kind of integer value we are going to insert. Therefore I can use my parameter value like this. So this int mean the parameter data type, and this a mean the parameter. So this parameter value will be 10, 5, 8, anything like that. So I think it's better to implement this array like this. So if I implement my array like this, which means my array is now available for these both functions. So if I put my array like this, which means in the void main function, this array will be only available for this main function. So therefore I can't access that array by using this function in this function. So if I want to access that array by both functions, it is better to define my array like this, like a global variable. So this means a global variable because it is available for any kind of a function which defined after that. Okay, so in here the push function will be like this. First I should perform if, then else. So the condition will be uh, top equals to max minus 1. So as you can see, now I have been used a new variable here, therefore I should define it before using this variable, otherwise it is not correct. So I will define a new variable like this. So at the default state my top will be -1, because at the default state my array is not having any elements, therefore it is empty, which means our top is -1. So if my top equals to max -1, which means our stack is full, therefore it should be print a message like this: stack overflow, which emphasize we can't implement any element to our stack, which is it is not having proper space for that. And we can simply use this break function. So it's okay, this won't affect anything, because a break function, we are normally use break function in the in a loop. So I think this won't affect any kind of a thing. We'll see it later. And else mean, now we having proper space, therefore first we should increase our top by 1, or you can simply say like this also. And our array is arr top and our parameter value. So if I put my parameter value like this, it will be pointed to my function. So this a could be any kind of integer, whatever that integer will be assigned to this place also. Okay, I think our push method is successfully implemented right now. I'll put a small comment like this: push operation. So it will be easier if you go through your code later later. Okay, now we can use this push method at our main function. So in main function, first I'll print a message called enter any integer, because first we should get some input from the user. So I should scan that value. Okay, so if I am scanning that value, I should be implementing another variable for store that value. Therefore I'll define a variable like this, int now, and now I can point that variable like this. So whatever user is giving by using its keyboard, that value will be stored at this variable, which means the num variable. Okay, so now I can implement my num variable like this, which means if I put 10 as my input, that 10 will be stored at the num variable, and now the num is 10. Therefore push num means push 10. So the element value is 10 right now, and it is calling function, so it will be called here. Therefore the value is 10. So the parameter value equals to 10, and the topmost location value will be 10. So that is how basically function works. It calling parameter values from the main method. Okay, so after we done our main method, we can print our stack in order to check our push method is work or not. So I'll make a for loop like this. So if I'm making a for loop, it is better to define another variable like int I. So therefore we can keep continuing our loop. So in here there will be I equal to 0 and I will go up until to the top like this, because it is not necessary to define like this our condition, because imagine our stack having a maximum value of 10, but it is currently having 4 values. Therefore it is not necessary to print all of these values at the stack, because it's only having 4 values. Therefore it will be better uh, print put a top like this. Therefore it will be printing the current values only up until to the topmost location. So I will be incremented, and each and every element will be printed like this. Okay, so let's compile. Okay, so this is the thing what I said before. It is not necessary to define break function over here, because we are not using any kind of a loop over here. Therefore the break will do nothing. So it is better to remove it like this. Let's compile again. So there will be no errors. Okay, let's run our program. Let's enter any integer. I will input 56 and press enter. Okay, so now our value has been pushed to the stack successfully. But this is not very efficient way to put some kind of a value, because if you want to put 4 values at this stack, then at this state we can't do that, because we are only getting only one input. Therefore it is better to use a loop over here. Therefore we can keep continuing the input procedure. So how do we implement that while loop? Okay, first I'll put my while loop like this. So I imagine use input -1 at the input. So therefore I'll take that input as the exit function, because at some point we want to stop our while loop. Therefore we should give some input for the exit method. So normally we are using -1 to those kind of situations. Therefore I'll first check our num is not equal to -1. It is not equal to -1 mean now I can get some integer over here like this. So I'll take my default num value as 0. So therefore the default value is 0. So the condition will check 0 not equal to -1, which is true. Therefore the while loop will be happen. So it will give some input from the user, and that value will be stored at the num variable. Then if the integer that user has been inserted is not equal to -1, it means it is a valid value for the push operation. Therefore this push operation should happen if our num is not equal to -1 like this. Okay, and this if method also should go under this while loop, otherwise it will not looping like this. And if our num equal to -1, which means that is our exit function, so therefore this loop should be a break like this. Okay, now I think we will be able to insert multiple values for this stack. We'll first compile and run. Okay, so integer enter an integer. So it is better to change, if we change this message also, because the user, if the user is not having any idea what he should do, so therefore we should describe, like we can describe that procedure like this. Enter an integer. If we want to exit, we can type -1. So user will be having better understanding what he should do. So enter an integer. I'll add 10, then 5, then 89 maybe, then again 4. Okay, so imagine those are the elements that that the user should want to insert. Therefore now I can break our loop. Therefore I can input -1 like this. Okay, so this is this stack, and it is successfully implemented all of these values at the correct position. So the first index, the 0th index will be 10. It is 0th index is 10, and the first index is 5, second is 89, and third is 4. So imagine the user implemented 10 values like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now it is saying stack overflow because the user has been implemented, or the user has been used all the spaces at this stack. Therefore he can't implement another value to that stack. So if he try to insert another value, it will be saying stack is overflow. Therefore he can simply perform exit function and end that procedure. So this is how basically push operation works.